All right, so now that we've taken some time to look at the idea behind it, let's actually do some practice examples. So here I have 3 2/7 minus 2 3/7. Now, I could do this with mixed numbers, just the way they are, but it's going to require borrowing or regrouping because we have 2/7 and we want to subtract 3/7. And that's going to get messy. And since in algebra we're a big fan of improper fractions instead of mixed numbers, let's do it a little different. Let's rewrite these as an improper fraction. So 7 times 3 is 21. Add 2 more is 22. So I've got 22 over 7. And I'm going to subtract 7 times 2 is 14. Add 3 more for 17. There's my two improper fractions. Now because my denominators are the same, I don't have to do anything with them. I just have to figure out what 22 minus 17 is, which is 5. So my answer is 5/7, which is a whole lot easier than working it as a mixed number. Let's try the next one. We've got 2 2/3. So if we start with writing that as an improper fraction, I'm going to do 3 times 2 is 6, add 2 more for 8. 8 over 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Add another one, so 3. 3 over 2. Now this time I don't have a common denominator, so I'm going to have to find a common denominator. Now if I got 3 and 2, I know a good common denominator to work with is 6. 3 times 2 gave me 6, so I need to do 8 times 2, which gives me 16. 2 times 3 gave me 6, so 3 times 3 is 9. I add them together and I get 25 over 6. And you know what? That's my answer. I don't have to worry about writing it as an improper fraction or a mixed number. Just write it as an improper fraction. This one's a little different. We have 5 minus 2 1/5. Now you might be one of those people that can do it quickly in your head and come up with 2 4/5, but for the rest of us, we're going to do it out. Now, the 2 1/5, I'm going to write that as an improper fraction. So 5 times 2 is 10, add 1 more is 11. 11/5. Now, right now, this whole number 5 is really 5 over 1. And I need to have a denominator of 5. Oops, I'm supposed to have a minus here, not a subtract sign, which means I need to multiply the top by 5. All right, so 25 minus 11 is 14/5. There, I'm done. The next one, we've got 4 1/2. So 2 times 4 is 8, 1 more is 9, so 9 over 2. I've got 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 more is 13 over 5. I have to take a minute and find a common denominator, and the common denominator for 2 and 5 is going to be 10. All right, so 2 times 5 gave me 10, so I need to do 9 times 5, which is 45. 5 times 2 gave me 10, so 13 times 2 is going to be 26. So I have to add 45 and 26, which is going to give me 71. There we go, all done. Now we've done some work with integers in the past, and we know that we do have positive and negative numbers, but you can also get positive and negative numbers with fractions. So this first one here, I'm going to write 4 1/3 as an improper fraction. 3 times 4 is 12, add 1 more for 13. Which means this one here, which is currently 3 over 1, I need a 3 on the bottom, so that's going to give me a 9 over 3. Again, I multiplied 1 by 3 to get 3, so I need to multiply 3 by 3 to get 9. Now, if I'm adding and subtracting integers, I have a subtraction problem here. So I want to change the signs to make it a positive. So currently I have a plus 9/3 minus positive 13 over 3. So if I change my signs, now I have a positive 9 plus a negative 13. That's going to give me negative 4 over 3. So it's possible to get positives and negatives even with fractions. Let's try another one. So we're starting out with 4 1/2. So that's going to be negative 9 over 2. Again, I did 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And then over here, I'm going to do 3 times 3 is 9, plus another 2, which gives me 11 over 3. And I need to take a minute and find a common denominator of 6. Now, 3 times 2 got me 6, so let's do 11 times 2, which is 22. 2 times 3 got me 6, so 9 times 3 is 27. So I have negative 27 plus 22. My signs are different, so I'm actually going to end up subtracting them. Now I'm going to end up with negative 5/6. There you go.